The purpose of this video is to help you navigate through the website associated with this lab. So you've opened up the lab on angles, assuming you've read through the description, answered the pre-lab questions, and you get to the part that says procedure. And the first step says click on the link. The link it is referring to is up here. It's www.visnos.com/desmos/angle-rules. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to refer to this as the Visnos website. So every time I say Visnos website, we're talking about this link here. So you click on the link, and you'll probably have a screen that looks something like this. It may look a little different with the angle in the middle here, but the general layout is going to be the same. I'll start up here with the very top row, the navigation buttons. We'll talk about those first, and we'll work our way down the menu panel here on the right side. So the first thing you see with the navigation buttons, you see an information. Click on that, and you'll have an information window pop up explaining pretty much the same things I'll be explaining in the video. I'll just be using more of an ad-lib format instead of reading it verbatim. Next, we have an expansion button. If you click on this, it's going to expand the page to cover your entire screen. Since my screen is larger than my recording window, you'll notice some of it pops off. So I'm going to go back. You can click the arrow a second time or hit escape key, and it'll make the window smaller. Perhaps one of the more confusing features here are these two X's. These two X's mean two different things. This X is exit out of the page. It takes you back to the Visnos homepage. So if you click that by accident, because there's really no need to click this X, but if you do click it by accident, it's going to bring you back to the Visnos homepage. All you have to do is scroll down slightly to where it says Angle Rules, click on Launch, and it will take you back to the specific activity that you need for the lab. Now we're going to go through the different tabs here. So this tab is a single point tab. That's the one that's highlighted now. And the picture in the middle is two line segments meeting at a single point. And I can grab these circular drag handles here, and I can rotate these segments around and form different angles. And you'll be asked questions about these two angles. Next, we have the right angle tab. If you click on this tab here, you create two right angles. There are three drag handles. If I grab any of the outside ones, I rotate the entire figure around. And if I grab the one in the middle, I change the size of the two complementary angles. The next tab is the supplementary angle tab. This is going to create a straight angle or a supplementary line, two supplementary angles on a straight line. Again, if I grab the two drag handles on the outside, I rotate the whole structure. But if I grab the middle one in between the two, I can adjust the angles, as you can see on the screen. And finally, this X here, this is the one that's different. We refer to this one as the intersecting line tab. So we're going to create two intersecting line segments. It's like this. And here, if I grab any of the drag handles, I change the size of the angles. Okay. Unlike the others do, the others don't change. I'm going to go back to the single point tab, and I'm going to skip down here for a second to the total angles. And I can create many angles. Right here you see the total angles is 2. I can slide this over to have 3 angles, 4 angles, 5 angles, and so on. So I can increase the number of angles, and there's some points in the lab where you will be asked to do that. So I will refer to this as the total angles toggle. So if I say adjust the total angles toggle to 4, this is where I'm referring to. You adjust it here to 4. This is a good time to talk about the hidden windows you see here. There's 2 hidden windows. So in this situation, we have 3 of the angles are identified. We want to find the missing angle is A. So if I click on the box by the eye, it reveals what the measure of angle A is, and it reveals the total being 360 degrees. Note that if I grab one of the drag handles and change the angle measurement, it adjusts right here in the window as well. If you want to cover the answers, you just double click or click back on a second time, and it covers the answers up again. Okay, down here we have interactive tools that we can use. This picture of a dice right here is a randomizer. If you want to randomize the angles, you click on the dice once, and it changes the measure of all the angles. I'm going to go back to 2 angles, and just to illustrate this, might be easier to see if you're only looking at 2. For example, one angle is 122 degrees. If I click on the randomizer, it changes it to 98 degrees. If I click on the randomizer again, changes it to 116 degrees. Next, we have the equalizer button, so denoted by an equal sign. And the purpose here is it's going to create equal angles. So we created 2 equal angles. If I move the toggle button to 3 and hit the equal button, okay, going to make 3 equal angles, all denoted by A. The last 2 interactive tools I'll talk about is the protractor. Right now, the protractor, you see a red X and it's blue. If I click on the protractor button, it turns green with a check mark. That means that the protractor is available for you to use. The point of the protractor is right here at the vertex, and you can click anywhere on the protractor. Right now, I'm left clicking and I'm rotating this around with my mouse. If I want to change the orientation of the protractor, up here you'll see this blue circle with a kind of like a arrow inside of it. If I left click and move this around, I can change the orientation of the protractor to fit the angle as I need it. If I want to don't want the protractor to display anymore, I click on the protractor. You'll notice that it turns blue with an X. Also, we have a circle feature here. If I click on that, it puts a light circle around the outside edge of the grab handles at the end of each line segment. I'll click on that to eliminate the circle. And the last thing I want to talk about is paper style. If we click on paper style, you left click, I get different options. I can have grid lines. I can have dotted lines. I can even have isometric dots if I wish. And if you prefer not to have anything, you click none and you go back to a blank page. So that completes our brief tutorial on how to navigate through the Visnos.com website. Again, if you have any questions that were not covered in the video, you can click on the information button on the top menu bar, and perhaps that will answer some of your questions as well. Thank you.